Hello, this is Andrew from the Fallout Music Group, here to show you Ascendance, which is our brand new risers instrument. We've managed to create an instrument that will allow you to create over 850,000 different risers. Quite a big claim, but it is mathematically correct. So anyway, myself and Randon and a couple of others decided to create this riser instrument purely for our own use, because we were after some strings for horror and stuff like that. So we decided to record an orchestra, record a string section just for our own use, because basically we got fed up of the usual drag and drop risers that you then had to sync up to your session, get the endpoints right. They were normally way over processed, way too much reverb, and we just wanted our own set of string risers at first, mainly for horror, that no one else had. So we booked a string section from an orchestra and then got them to record various different articulations for us. But the idea grew, and we decided that we could actually turn this into an instrument that other people might like. So we started adding in other sources. We created quite a few synths, risers, and then we created organic elements from ambiences, scrape stuff, bowed materials and instruments, and the project kind of grew and grew as we went along. So what is it? Well, as I said, it's a riser instrument. It's a 3-layer instrument, or a 3-channel instrument, that's tempo synced to your session at either 4, 8 or 16 bars. Everything was recorded at 120 BPM, and then we let Contact do the work of stretching accordingly. But we did do 4, 8 and 16 bar versions. We did 4, 8 and 16 bar versions of everything. So Contact didn't need to work too hard to fit what you need. So everything was recorded or created dry. No massive reverb tails or anything like that. You have your own reverbs. You don't need a sound design instrument to add it for you, and especially not have it baked in. So, and the same goes with the original concept, which was purely for strings. They're not heavily processed. They're they're recorded in a small room. All we've done is clean them up, touch of EQ, pass them through RX and stuff like that, just to clean them up and try and remove as much noise as we could. We haven't crushed them or distorted them to hell and back. That's up to you. That's what you want to do. This is pretty raw on the string front in particular. The synths are a variety of synths, from warm synths of pure tones to noise to gritty wave forms or FM synthesis. The organic instruments are quite heavily processed, but normally put through a granular synth or something like that. We haven't, again, hammered them with a ton of distortion. There's a touch here and there, but most of it is just original organic source material passed through a granular synth so that we can pitch shift it for you over 4, 8 and 16 bars. Nearly all of the risers are designed to go over 1 octave from E to E, or 2 octaves. In fact, most of it's 2 octaves actually, some are 1. It's the other way around. So I wouldn't, but then we've actually used Contact to allow you to pitch them up and down the orchestra, up and down the octave. So with Ascendance, you can create nice clean string risers all the way to full-on hybrid horror risers, combining ricochet violins with a granulated chop saw and a screaming wind recorded from the top of a Cornish cliff top. Christ, sound like Spitfire. You can make the risers as simple, clean or dirty, or as complicated as you wish, really. So before playing any of the sounds, I want to just quickly go through the UI. So we created it in Contact 5 because we know that most people have that. You need the full version, obviously. This is not a player library. It does work in Contact 6, fully tested by me, because I stupidly created over 50 snapshots all in Contact 6 and then realised that I was in contact 6, not contact 5, and none of them are backward compatible. So yeah, I wasn't best pleased. So I had to create a whole load more. So yep, you must have the full version, contact 5, and it's fine. So let's show you here. As you can see, and while I've been babbling anyway, you've probably worked it all out. We've got 3 channels, 1, 2, and 3. Each channel comes with its own pan pot, volume, mute button, and then we have simple saturation, low pass and high pass filters, and then finally an ADSR. The ADSR is quite important, actually. To be honest, all I ever play around with is the attack side. We're not perfect. We didn't make every single source rise in exactly the same gain curve. That's just way too much effort. So most of them are fade in. There's not many that just come in all guns blazing. But if you need to actually fade in them a little bit differently, you can use the attack, or obviously you can automate the volume buttons. Each channel has a randomized button and a forward and backward button. So as you can see, we have a drop down where you can access all the different sound sources. In here we've got 32 original string recordings, which are carrying out various articulations from trems to ricochets, and they're broken down into each section and a full ensemble option. These were actually all recorded at 8 and 16 bars at 120 BPM. Retrospect, we could have maybe done them at 4 bars as well, but orchestras are expensive, so whatever. So the rest of them were all though created in 4, 8 and 16 bars. We created then just a few we basically mangled and did a few bits and bobs to the strings just to create some different design stringed elements. Here I think there's about 13 of them. Then we have 42 synths, and then we have 42 synth risers, from clean to nasty to noisy, pure and warm. Then let's have a look. Yep. Then organic. We did quite a lot of organic. There's over 80 of them. Again, 4, 8 and 16 bar, and we've split them into sort of ambience, bode, electro feels, H2O for obviously underwater ones, things that we've rubbed, things that we've scraped, vocal based ones, and then wind based ones, whether it's real wind or blown wind or wind instruments. So there you go, we've broken them all down there. So we've got everything in there, from bowing the pallet wrapping on a huge pallet to the ambience of an underground Welsh copper mine, to a creaky door, to a chop saw that's been granulated, including EM electromagnetic recordings of radio feedbacks, toothbrushes passed through amps, underwater mics for a boat winch, hot tub drains. Yes, I actually recorded that. Dragging various things on concrete, creates some really cool stuff. So you get the idea. Lots of different source materials. Anyway, let's start listening to what it's like. In fact, I'm not going to show one. What I'm going to do is just start with some of the strings. So let's just go straight for the let's go straight for the full. Make sure everything's turned off. Here we go. So that was an 8 bar. What I forgot to show you down here was that the coloured keys are simply indicating 4, 8 and 16 bars. The first key is what everything was recorded on. If it's a tonal recorded instrument, such as the strings, they start on E, they end on E, and then everything else is pitch shifted by contact. So there we had the full string ensemble. Anyway, let's try the trems. Again, 8 bars. Let's try full sulpont trems. Yeah, see, without the reverb you can tell. I'm going to leave it on because I think it's a little bit more pleasant to listen to with. We've got some ricochets. Them broken down by section as well, so let's just pick a couple here. I quite like the basses on the trems here. And then of course you can bring in some others here. Let's make both of these on either side. Oops. And we'll go to well, that was basses, so let's have violins, sulpont trem. No, okay, let's have the violas on the right and violins on the left. It doesn't matter. Come on, let's have a look. So we want violas, sulpont. Let's have violins, sulpont. Let's just turn all these off. There we go. See there, I'm just going to stop it there. You can hear then that the violins came a little bit too quickly, so I'm just going to increase the attack on these. See, pretty cool, huh? Let's just try a couple more just for a bit of fun. Let's have violas ricochet. Violins ricochet. Come on, where are you? Let's have cello actually. Cello ricochet. Let's do a bit of distortion on that. And that. Let's cut some lows. Some highs. Let's give that one a go. Cool. So there you go. You get the idea pretty much straight away. I'm not going to bother messing around with the screamer. You know what it does. So that's gives you a rough idea of what you can do with the strings. So just like that. So let's have another look. Let's try some other stuff. Let's just do some individual ones for now. On some of the other sources, you've got the idea. We've got a nice harp. Let's have a listen to some others. Yeah, we did some our own design, like we put cello through a granulated synth. Try another one. Basically, I'm going to just go through quite a few sounds now. Gliss-driven. Cool. Fully saturated. There's some layers. Let's see what a violin drone's like. As you can hear, a lot of these, they're just great on their own. Add a couple of effects yourself, add tremolo or whatever you want to do. Automate some distortion, and you're away anyway. Before even adding in other layers. Right, let's have a look. Let's go on to some synths. Aggressive. Yep, that's aggressive. Just try that down at the 4 bars. Let's speed it right up. 4 bars at 270 BPM. Cool, see? So these do stretch quite well. Let's go all the way down to say 80. 4 bars again. You get the idea. Let's go back to 120. Let's try another one. Let's try another synth. Aggressive Wave 3. Oops. That's nice. Let's try Flutter. Try FM Synthesis 2. You can see we've already processed that one. Synth Glassy. I think this is quite a pure one, this, I think. No, it's not. That's creepy. Right, let's have another one. Hanger Open. Oops, sorry. You get the idea. I'm going to go through a few of these like this. Oh, actually, I like Low Blaster. Let's go back one. Sorry, I was just showing how this sort of stuff you can do just by automating that. Multitone. We've got quite a few noisy ones as well. These noisy ones are great for horror, especially if you cut out some of the low end, so you can let whatever else you've got going on, whether it be sort of pounding cello or hits or whatever, cut some of the low end out of them and just keep it up high just to cut through the mix. Yeah, it's Jets. Yeah, that's definitely an overdriven synth. Let's try some warm signs. Very simple ones, these. But they're better for it sometimes. A lot of these are quite wide in the stereo field. There's quite a lot going on between the two. If you don't want that, it's just collapse the stereo field with the plug-in. Every door's got one. You just narrow the stereo field if you need it. I use Boom's recenter, which I think is brilliant, really transparent. If you don't want it as wide as what we've done some of them, just an aside thing really there. So yeah, still going through some synths. That's aggressive. Where are we up to? Strings THS, tonal distorted. Tonal noise. Tonal squeal. No, it is not synced to a DAW. We haven't done many that do that. There's only 2 or 3 probably that have some kind of pulsing or tremolo effect, because we didn't want to try and get Contact to sync them, because it just gets really nasty. You can add your own tremolo obviously if you want one. We just did them in, I mean look, all these are at 120. A lot of tracks are done at 120, so if you're doing a track at 120 and you want a tremolo or a pulsy one, there's a few in there. Right, so let's move on to some of the organic stuff. So we've got some ambience here. Let's I already did the opera singer one earlier. Let's try this street one. This is seaside town on the south of Lake Garda in Italy. It's been pastoral granular synth and pitch. Obviously that's filling up the frequency spectrum quite a lot, so I find that this works quite well. Creates a really nice organic noise rather than just a synth noise. Really, oh yeah, look, I'm doing the Spitfire thing. Really mothy and delicate. So, sorry. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, Welch copper mine. This is true. Again, it's a Welch copper mine. Again, pass-through granulated synths and pitch shifting. I know a couple of people who've been sort of tested it out for said, oh, why can't we have the actual original Welch copper mine ambience? It just doesn't work, not for a riser. This Welch copper mine ambient recording was basically a variety of footsteps, scrapes, people walking, through the caves. There was dripping water. You could hear voices. So it didn't work. It wouldn't work as a riser. It just literally work as an ambience, which isn't what this is about. By putting it into a granular synth, randomizing the pitch of the grains, having quite a number of them as well, making it quite dense, and then as you pitch shift, you move the playhead through the sample as well, so that you're actually going through the actual ambience. So some points of it you might be actually getting the grains of some kids playing, and another one you're hearing some more water. I know it's a bit hard to sort of tell that from there, but the overall effect when you put it into this granular synth is this wash of noise. Again, high passing, low passing, it will help it sit in the mix better, but we leave that up to you. Let's have a look. Let's keep going through some more guitar. Nasty. So let's keep going through some of these. A lamp, can't even remember those. Pallet wrap. This was that really tight wire that gets wrapped around pallets to keep all the stuff from falling off the pallet. It's really high tense stuff, and if you bow it, it's nasty. That's what I like about the organics. They're not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination. They're all varying as you go through the sample. A sarangi, that was Christmas gift. Makes a really nice wash of string noise. Right, we move on to Electro. This is basically anything from that was recorded with one of those little contact mics, not contact mics, the ones that pick up the electromagnetic field, or it's to do with where are they? Electric stuff like chop saws, jigsaws, radio frequencies, toothbrushes, and stuff like that. So this is a higher tonal one. I've got a low one. Already a riser, but it adds a nice gritty noise. Listen to the top end there, you can actually hear the saw going around a lot more. Jigsaw. Yeah, you'll want to EQ some of these to your own tastes and requirements for sure. Yeah, enough of that one. Cool. Oh, this is electromagnetic recordings of iPhones, electric sockets, or whatever. But when you pass it through a granular synth, these electromagnetic recordings, if you pass them through a granular synth and pitch shift them, it's amazing. It can actually create pitch shift them, obviously, over time. it creates it does create like a sound wave riser in the background somehow. Well, this particular synth I used on this one did anyway. Yeah, you can do some weird stuff. Various tonal risers done with electro stuff. Oh, here's a toothbrush. Pastoral Roads. I mean, you don't even need to layer that with anything. That's so good. Yeah, I've recorded a few things underwater with a hydrophone. This was been taken and God, the wife insisted on taking a boat trip along the Cornish coast to look at poldark locations. Lovely afternoon. Anyway, I took my hydrophone with me to make it more interesting. So we got some cool stuff like a boat winch. Hot tub drain. That was from the vacation home. It was gurgling away. Jet washer. I assume you have them in America, or you call them that, you know, to clean your car that way. Don't know. Not being funny, just words are different, England and America, so I don't know. Is it called a jet washer? Comment below. You can actually hear the as the jet washer thing's been moved around as the car was getting cleaned. Tuning fork. Yeah, the tuning forks. You all know what a tuning fork is. If you tap it and then put it in water and you've got a hydrophone in there, it creates this really short ping with a soft attack. It's like ping noise, obviously at the pitch of the tuning fork. If you then put two tuning forks in, you get this like resonance that goes around the glass of water. So if you then slap that through a granular synth and pitch shift it, you get this. And yeah, I know you could do it with a sine wave, pretty much. But you know it's two tuning forks in a glass of water, and that's far cooler than a sine wave. Oh, pole dart trip. That's as we were told what went on, what scenes were being done on a beach as we were in this boat. Well, I had my headphones on and I was recording underwater, just dying to catch a dolphin because there was some, I don't know what they're called, something nose dolphins, had been spotted near there earlier that morning. So I was really hoping to get like a dolphin or a whale or something like that. Didn't. Underwater screaming. You get the idea. It's people screaming underwater. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we rubbed a few things, including a wine glass. Lo-fi wine glass. And then we've got lots of scraped things, scraped acoustic. Something quite. Oh no, this is a bassy lid. If you get a great big trash can lid or a bin lid, as we call it, they're quite often plastic now. If you just drag it across a concrete floor on its lip, you get some really good bass noises. Nails on carpet. concrete drags. I think it was like dragging tables across concrete floors. You get the idea. Guitar coins. You won't believe that's just a guitar coin being scraped along the strings on a guitar and then close mic'd it. You come up with some weird stuff, can't you? I don't know what this one is. Hanger granulated. Sounds cool though. Piano strings and scraped. You can tell quite a lot of this stuff does lend itself to horror. Plastic crunch. I think that's just crunching a whole load of plastic stuff and putting it in a synth engine. Reverse the brains. Ukuleles. Filthy scream. That's cool. Great for horror again. Like I was saying there before, it's very wide. If I just bring in something like this to collapse the stereo field if you don't want it there. You might want it really wide. Right, what else we got on the vocals or the voice? Horror voice. I thought that last one was pretty horrifying. Oh, this is scary too. Mouth freak. Wow. What we got now? We're going to wind now. And wind is just blowing stuff or actual wind. Oh yeah, really windy. It was kicking up a load of sand on that beach, and I used a contact mic and a normal mic with a dead cat thing on it. Combine the two, so you got like a gritty wind with this one. Again, great organic noise layer there. What else? We've got some damaged clarinet. That was cool. Damaged flute. What else we got? Storm winds. Really are storm winds too. You can hear they are. Again, take some low end out. Right, so there you go. That's a walkthrough of a ton of different sound sources that we've done. I'm just going to flick through a couple of example presets where we've used multiple layers. So here we've got some all process strings. Try some bowed fun. So we've got a guitar, a sarangi or sarangi, and another guitar. You can see I've cut some of those out. Designed granular, so this is a variety of different granular sound sources. We've got the cello, a jigsaw, and some electromagnetic recordings. So we just learned this one. I'd like to maybe bring this in over automation, so I shall do this over time. You get the idea. A bit intense. Pretty powerful. To get it sit in the mix, you'd probably want to cut some of this out. Doesn't sound as cool, but on its own, but in the mix it'd probably be better. Let's try some more. So there you go. There's Ascendance. Hundreds, well, over 100, 150 odd different sound sources can create, with 3 different channels, can create hundreds of thousands of different variants. Lots of organic sound sources, all being warped, granulated, and the rest of it. But to top it all off, it's those original recordings of the strings. Those alone are where we started the whole instrument. The rest of it has just grown from that as we decided to build something that we'd want to use, especially in the organic horror hybrid style. So I hope you like it. If you've got any questions, knock me or Randon up on Facebook. Send us a message or say something nice in the comments below. Don't be horrible. I'm quite sensitive. So that's it really. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, any questions, let us know. Thanks. Bye.